Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Spieler, 30-year pro makeup artist, creator of Mature Makeup Masterclass. Go check out that intro video. Do you need Masterclass? My guess is yes, if you're over 40. Okay, so this is a member request today. I had someone reaching out saying that she's getting married in October. She's a mature bride. I can't remember if she's 40s or 50s. And would I do a video for bridal makeup? And I thought, heck yeah, I'd do a bridal makeup video. Now, this makeup will also work for mother of the bride, mother of the groom, special occasion. Maybe you have a beautiful high school reunion. Maybe you have a 50th wedding anniversary. This is basically a special occasion masterclass. I'm just calling it Mature Bridal. I also have a special occasion masterclass in my masterclass, and it's a two-parter. I break up complexion and eyes and everything separately. And I could have easily put this video in my masterclass, but I wanted to make this accessible for everyone. And the least you could do is subscribe, because this is free. This is going to be lengthy, so save this if you want to come back. You might have to watch this in parts, but YouTube always saves your place. And I will post as many links as I can think of. Now, I tested this look on TikTok this week, and I did a full bridal look, and I felt so beautiful in it. It's about a 15-minute video. It's a two-parter. Part 1 is 8 minutes, part 2 is 7 minutes, and that is on TikTok. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to test out the colors and the products beforehand. I used more prestige makeup. Today, I want to use drugstore. There are a few things that are not drugstore, and that is non-negotiable for me, and you'll see why. But I'm trying to make this affordable for everybody, and you can have beautiful makeup from the drugstore that lasts all day. Real quick, I want to show you something. I was testing a setting spray. I don't know how well this shows on camera, but I put a couple blushes here, and then I set it, and then here's a little bit of contour bronzer, and I set it with a setting spray. I just took the hottest full-on shower, and it's still there. Furthermore, I was testing out eyeliners to use today, and I scrubbed this with soap. Now, I realize that the skin on our arm and hand is different from our face. We have sebum, we have larger pores, some of us have more facial hair, but I wanted you to see that with a really good setting spray, you can lock it all on. I am fully skin prepped. What I want to say, this is so important. Hear me out. This is why I'm taking time to talk about this. Skin prep is everything. It's why your makeup will look beautiful. It's why your makeup will have longevity. You have to skin prep. Today, I did an affordable skin prep. I got out of the shower. I did it like a gentle exfoliating peel, like a little pad from Rejuran, which is at Ulta. I can post that in links. I swiped that all over my face. It's very gentle exfoliation. And then I went in with a rice toner, and then I did 2 layers of Tirtir. I have no moisturizer on, and look at my skin. It is so glowy and so bouncy. Oh, I also am testing this out, the Rejuran. This is this, you know, the PDRN. I don't know how I feel about this, but anyway, it's nice. I put that on, and then I did an SPF, because we always wear SPF, even on our wedding day. I'm gonna literally pretend like I'm the bride getting married today. If you are incredibly dry and mature, you might then have to go in with a moisturizer before your SPF, but I was so juicy and bouncy with just a few layers of this and the PDRN. I did not need a moisturizer. And if you moisturize too much, everything can slide off. I want to also say that it is so important not to try anything new on your special occasion day. Don't introduce anything new. Don't put on a new eye patch. Don't put on a sheet mask, because all of that can make the makeup pill. And so I wanted to use my POV skincare, which is my favorite skin prep for under makeup, but I realized not everyone can afford that. But can everyone afford a $17 Milky toner? Probably. And look at how much. I mean, I've had this for what, 6 months, maybe less. I don't use it every day, but I use it a lot. I love it. And it has a little bit of a tack, and that's what you want. When you have a little bit of a tack to the face, it's gonna hold the makeup on, okay? Also, I wanna say I dermaplaned last week. Let me double check, make sure I don't have any whiskers. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, let me say this. Makeup is always prettier on hairless faces. It just is. I've done a lot of mature makeup. There's a lot of women that have a lot of vellus hair all through here, and as you get older, it gets longer and thicker. It doesn't get dark. It's fully blonde, or some women go more white as they get older, but it's like a little forest of hair on the face, and you're never gonna have that beautiful makeup application or that beautiful bouncy glow if you have a lot of facial hair. You can dermaplane. You don't have to dermaplane for life. You absolutely don't. It does not make your hair grow back thicker or darker. Absolutely not. That's an old wives' tale. But I wouldn't dermaplane for the first time because it can cause a breakout, but it's so important to dermaplane before a special event. You can go to an esthetician. I think you can get dermaplaning for about $100. Again, I would test it out a couple months ahead of time. You can buy the Derma Flash, which I'll link it here. I've used that for 7 years, and I do it about every 10 days, sometimes twice a month. So easy. The cartridges you can get right on Amazon, and I love my Derma Flash. It's incredible, and it takes all that hair off. Okay, so there we go. Okay, also I used a neck cream. Do we believe in them? Yeah, I mean, they're temporary, but a lot of them have like a plasticizer in it, or I want you to think of like whatever ingredient is in hairspray is usually in these like neck creams, but it does kind of help make it a little bit more taut. For my wedding day, or if a mature woman was sitting in my chair, I would use a neck lifting tape to help a little bit with the jowls in the neck, but we're not fussing with that today, okay? All right, we're gonna get started. Okay, so we're gonna start with brows and eyes. And the reason we are starting with brows and eyes is because if we get messy, we didn't just ruin our complexion. Why spend all this time on our complexion only to get messy, right? So we're gonna start with eyes, and we're also going to start with MAC paint pot. This is something you cannot duplicate from the drugstore. You will have this paint pot for a really long time, and I just pat it on my eyelids, and I go into my crease. I have veins definitely in my crease, so this helps kind of disguise them a little bit. Also, if you use a lash serum and your eyelids have gotten kind of that reddish ruddy color, or kind of brown from the lash serums, that's from the prostaglandins. That's why I don't use them anymore, but this can help. When I used to use lash serums like that, this would help disguise that. Now I use the best lash serum with no prostaglandin. It hasn't launched yet, so I'll talk about it later. Okay, and then after we put that on, you just want to take a little bit more powder and go over that just to kind of let it set, marinate. Want to make sure your brows are really dry. I'm doing drugstore brows today, but in my video on TikTok I used Anastasia because she makes the best, hands down, the best brow products in the world. Start with this e.l.f. Haven't decided yet. Let's see. Brows are super important, and when I start with them first, if someone's not used to filling in their brows or they're not used to wearing makeup, they can feel very Groucho marks. But I want to remind you that if the only thing on your face is eyebrows, you are going to feel like Groucho marks. So that's why I'm doing it first, because I want you to see they're gonna look a little deep and crazy. Not sure I'm loving this pencil by e.l.f. It might be a little bit too waxy, but I wanted to try it out and see. And I love anything that has a spoolie on it. It just makes life easy. I think brows are so important to photography. But as you know, this is the Look Good Close-Up Club, so this is makeup that's going to look beautiful in person. We don't just do social media makeup here. Okay, I don't love this pencil, so I will not be linking it, but I do love the Morphe, the new Nano pencils, because they're just like microscopic, and they draw great little tiny hair strokes. Again, remember, your skin has to be dry. You can't have skincare or makeup sticking to your brow. Oops, I just broke it. That's the problem with nano brows. If you press too hard, you can break it. If you feel like you're the type that's a little bit harsh with your makeup, the nano brow might not be for you. You have to be very gentle with it. And again, you have to have dry skin. If your skin is not dry, it will not adhere. This has a spoolie as well. Don't try anything new. And you need to do trial runs. When I do brides, and I don't really do them anymore, but when I did brides for many years, we did a trial run and we would write everything down and they would go home and wear it for the day or the evening. And then we would decide if we liked that look and we would lock it in, and I would do exactly the same look on the wedding day. There were no surprises. There were no new products added. You know, if they wanted to like change up the lipstick or the lip gloss, no big deal. That's not a big deal, but you just don't want to introduce anything new because so much can go wrong. Now, do you see how long it's taking me to do brows? It takes a long time. Now I'm going to take this little L'Oreal. It's like their little definer, and it's a little bit darker, and I'm going to create more dark hairs. I could use the, I love the L'Oreal felt pen, but sometimes I feel like a pencil is a more universal, soft, easy look for most women. And this also has a spoolie, okay? Now we're gonna brush it all up into place. Do you see how long brows take me? This is why I don't do brows on camera. It takes me so long to do brows, and I have two different brows. I'm completely asymmetrical. Most people are. Most people are asymmetrical. This is nice. I mean, I like the Anastasia look better, but this is nice. I think this brow's a little bit thicker. It always is. And then I have little crumbles of pencil all around. Do you see though how much attention I take to the brows? Because we want to look good close up. If someone's close up and in our face, we don't want like crazy brows. We want it to be soft and pretty. Even if it's deep and feels Groucho Marx, I promise. Okay, I'm looking in the mirror right here. This feels symmetrical to me. And now I'm going to lock it in place with the L'Oreal brow lamination. I really like this. If you don't have an eyebrow, you could use one of those little brow stencils. Those don't work for me because I feel like I have too much brow hair for a brow stencil, but I think they're great for women who don't have brow hair. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then you can look around if you see like any pencil going outside of the brow. Just use your finger to take it off. It took a long time, right? It does. Okay, we're already at 15 minutes and all we have on is brows, but this is a masterclass, so I'm gonna be lengthy. Okay, I'm designing the whole look around my Mauve M93. Okay, this is a soft matte lipstick. I designed it with the help of all of you. You asked for kind of a rosy, mauve-y plum. This can look more plum with a plum lipstick. It can look really soft with a nude lipstick, with more of like a berry brown. It's like a beautiful ombre. It's just so versatile. So I plan the whole look around the lipstick. I've always done that ever since the 90s. I think the wedding lipstick or the special occasion lipstick is so important. It shouldn't be an afterthought, because then I design the makeup around the lipstick. So I'm gonna use this Morphe palette. This is called Rose Frequency, and I think it's really pretty. And then we're gonna start with the L'Oreal pencil, the shadow stick. This is called Magnetic Mauve. So I'm gonna go in just on the eyelid. It's really pretty. It's kind of like a silvery mauve. It feels cool too. It's funny, it has like a cooling feeling to it. It feels wet. Pretty. Sometimes that just kind of helps the shadow to stick better. And I love shadow sticks because look how fast and easy that just went on. It's great under the eye. Fun. Okay, so that's the shadow stick in Magnetic Mauve. It's really pretty. And then I'm gonna go in with this. So I want to start with this beautiful pink color. I love they gave you this little diagram of how to do your eye makeup. Isn't that cute? They used to do that a long time ago. I'm going to take this beautiful kind of pink shell color because I want it to be the main part of my eyes. We're gonna emphasize the lash line. That's what looks really beautiful on mature women, really emphasizing the lash line. And guess what? Spoiler alert, I'm not using fake lashes today. No, I'm not. I'm not using fake lashes because a lot of women don't wanna fuss with that and they're doing their makeup themselves. That's why I'm doing this video, to help you do your makeup yourself. And a lot of women cannot do fake lashes, or they don't like the look of it, or they might have like their eyes might be too hooded, or they might have one droopy eye. And so I want to show you how beautiful this is just using mascara, but we're using heavy mascara. Okay, I'm gonna go over the shadow stick, and what's great about this is if anything falls under my eye, it's no big deal because we're doing eyes first. And if you get too close to the bridge of the nose, you can just take it all off. But see how like rosy and neutral that looks? That's really pretty. I love that. Okay, now before we start adding, well, you know, let's start adding, we'll add a little bit of a deeper shadow. We're gonna use this little brush right here. This is by Crown. It's like a tiny little blending, it's like this, but tinier. I love brushes like that for dark colors. And I'm gonna go in with this really pretty, kind of a rosy brown. Just gonna kind of go in that outer part of the eye before I start putting on all of our liner, and then I'm gonna smoke it a little bit. In the outer crease. But see how I'm not going into the inner eye? I'm keeping this all on the outside. Wow, I love that. Look at that depth. You can also take a little bit under the outer corner of the eye because this way it's going to be really soft. You're not going to see a harsh line. Okay. And again, don't worry too much about spillage or fallout because we can fix all that in a little bit. Okay, then I'm gonna go back with this brush. I'm not re-dipping into the original color. I'm just taking this original brush, whatever is left on it, I'm just gonna blend the two together. Remember, we did powder first. Powder blends on powder. These are powder shadows. You want to do powder under it so that it all blends and looks really soft and pretty. You know, we're working with texture, we're working with veins, we're working with crepiness. We're not going to have a young, beautiful airbrushed blend like a young woman, but we can do the best we can do, okay? So already I'm loving that eye. Okay, now I'm gonna do a step that a lot of you might not do. You might be afraid of it. I'm asking you to embrace it. This is a felt liner. It's by L'Oreal. It's Infallible. I love L'Oreal, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Felt liner. I'm gonna tell you why I love a felt liner. They don't budge. They are waterproof, largely waterproof. And we're gonna go in above the lash line. Another thing I love is the side of the pen does all the work. You don't even have to be skilled. The side of the pen does all the work, okay? And I chose dark brown, but black is beautiful too. I have so many black felt pens, and in my TikTok video I did use the House Labs black. My favorite is Stila, because Stila, I double cleanse every night. Stila is hard to get off, which is good. You want that. But let's see, this does say it's waterproof and smudge proof. 30-hour wear. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Okay, so I need to look in the mirror, and then you take the side of the pen. Watch this. Or maybe I'll. I did a little wing. You do not have to do a wing. I realize that a lot of people can't wear a wing. But I just feel more myself when I have a little bit of a wing. I know my nails look terrible. I'm gonna try to do them tonight, but I didn't have time this morning. I'm taking my friend Kara to pick up her wig. She's fighting cancer, she's on chemo, and she's gonna go get a wig. We have a big graduation party tomorrow. Her son graduated from MTSU. He got his master's. We're so proud of him. Okay, I'm gonna take a little brush here. I'm looking at this pretty, look at this pretty little light pink, and I'm gonna go right here. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go right on that brow bone and really pop it. It's not a frost, but it is kind of a pearly light pink. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, I don't know why I felt the need to do that, but I did. Okay, so we have on the felt liner, and we did that because we want it to give us dimension and definition to the eye while remaining waterproof. Now I'm gonna go in with, ooh, I really wanna do Revlon, but look, I think the L'Oreal stayed on better. Okay, we're gonna go in with the L'Oreal. This is black. Oh, that's black. I don't think I want black. Okay, we're gonna do the Revlon Color Stay. Although I do like the L'Oreal better. I don't know where the dark brown is. Little brush on this side. Okay, and also, we're gonna just draw right over. Some of you might think this sounds redundant. Why are you putting liner over liner? Trust me. We have to layer for special occasion. If you want it to last, if you want it to blend and look pretty, we have to layer. Could you do the pencil alone? You could. but you're not gonna have that depth and that longevity. See how that looks softer now than this side, which is more of a line, and this is looking softer and darker? We want soft and dark. Again, you might be thinking, oh, that's too much. It's not, I promise you. I always tell women, hey, I can soften anything, but let's wait till the end and really reassess what you think of all this before you judge something being too dark. I would say the thing I probably have to fix at the end of a makeup the most is brows. Some women are just not comfortable with brows. I try to get them to be comfortable with brows, but ultimately they get to make the final decision, and some of them disagree with me as a pro, and they're paying me, so guess what? I'm gonna do what they want. Now, some of them do say, oh, you're right, it does look good now that my whole face is on. And some people are like, can you just soften them a little bit? I'm like, of course. I never let my ego get in the way. I want them to be happy. Now, once this sets, this isn't going anywhere, okay? I love it. I love it. Okay, I love it. Now, we're going to smoke it even more. Okay, so we've got our beautiful rosy eyes on. We don't want too much depth in the crease, so I'm not going any darker than this in the crease, but I am going to take this beautiful like dark plummy brown. And oh my gosh, what a mess. You should see this mess I'm making down here. Sharpening pencils just create the biggest mess, am I right? Okay, we are gonna take like a little bullet brush, see that? And I'm gonna roll it. Okay, and then watch this, we're gonna go over the pencil. Just like we set our foundation with powder, we're now setting all of this eyeliner with powder shadow. That's pretty. Do you see how smoky that is? Now, it might seem dark to some of you, but we need dark eyeliner for photography. I promise it'll look pretty in person because we're doing it soft. It's dark but soft. Okay, I want you to feel beautiful close up. This is not just for photography. This is not social media makeup. This is tried and true. This is how I do women in my chair. This is how I would do myself if I was getting married. Okay? Beautiful. I'm gonna go back in with this color again and just, we're always looking in the mirror. We're always like looking, stand back here and look in the mirror and really look at yourself. Look at the balance. Look at where you need maybe just the tiniest bit more depth. I feel like on my eyes, remember, I have a ton of space between my brow and my lash line. Some of you have, your brows are right at your lash line. I was always jealous of you girls, by the way. I was always jealous of girls that had less space because I had so much space that I had to use a lot of shadow to fill in that huge gap. But we all want what we can't have, right? We all want what we can't have. Okay, so now I'm taking this brush and I'm blending it, but I feel like that's a really beautiful and special occasion. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of this pink and I'm gonna go on the inner eye with it, even on the nose bridge a little bit, because I want to make sure those seams are all blended, nothing's too dark. And then I'm going to take this tiny little shimmer and I'm going to go right, oh, that's cute. This is a great palette. I might actually move it to my Pro Kit because it's such a great palette. And then this little bullet brush again. I'm gonna go just on that inner eye with it. just for that little bit of sparkle. You do not have to do this step, but I like that little sparkle on the inner eye. Okay? Okay, I feel like this is good. Remember, we're really assessing everything as we go. Okay, close up and a magnification mirror. By the way, if you don't have a magnification mirror, get one now. Okay, this is a 10-time magnification mirror. I can post the link. I think this is like $16. I have used this in every video for what, 2 years? I use this in every video, every Instagram, every TikTok, every YouTube. This is my handheld mirror. I have a big mirror right here that I'm looking in, and it has a big light around it, also by Ilios. You don't have to go that. Do you see a mirror right back there? I have a little mirror from Amazon. I think that's a 7-time magnification mirror, but you have to have a magnification mirror. You have to see what everything looks like close up. This is so well blended. It definitely looks airbrushed, okay? I don't know how it looks on camera, but in my 10-time magnification mirror, my eyes look airbrushed. They really do. If you are not seeing airbrush on camera, it's because high def is not a friend to skin. It is definitely not a friend to mature skin. And you might be seeing a little bit of crepey skin or a little bit of puckering on the skin, but in person it looks soft and beautiful. Okay, this is the one thing that to me is non-negotiable. This new DIBS mascara and primer in one. Non-negotiable. This makes me look like I have fake lashes, so I will be using this. So we have a brown tubing primer. Yes, a brown tubing primer. And when I tell you this is gonna give me the look of fake lashes, I'm not kidding. It's gonna make your eyes look so beautiful, and it's gonna really pop. And when I tell you, if you emphasize the lash line, if you make your eyeliner and the lashes the darkest part of your face, it brings attention to your beautiful eyes, and the rest of the face can be soft, okay? Some of you might think, well, that's good right there for every day. And you can. They said you can just do a brown primer. You don't even have to do the mascara. But now we're gonna go in and do the beautiful chunky black mascara, because this is such a winning combination. I know that drugstore makes great mascaras, but this DIBS is at Ulta, so if you're popping into Ulta, you can get this. I got a little mascara on my eyelid. That's okay, I'm gonna show you how to fix it. Oh, I didn't put any sparkle on my eyelid. You know I always do sparkle. Now, my eyes look great how they are. You don't have to do any sparkle. But you know me, I'm a sparkle girl. And I'm also a Tammy Faye Baker girl. I want dramatic lashes. Hands down, that's what I want. You don't have to put it on as thick and heavy as me, but look at that. Oh my gosh, it looks like I have a strip of fake lashes. I love it. I think that looks so special occasion and beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna do the other eye, and I'll be right back. I don't wanna waste your time doing the other eye. I mean, we saw how I did the one eye. You can also use the brown primer on your lower lashes, so I'm gonna do that. Because it's a tubing primer, it's not going to flake, it's not going to smear. What tubing mascaras and tubing primers do is they create like a little hollow spaghetti. You know the spaghetti that is hollow on the inside? I forget the name of it, but it's creating a tube around your lash. So the tube does not smear or flake. It only comes off when you take it off with hot, warm water, warm, hot water. It comes off. It doesn't come off with eye makeup remover. It doesn't come off with double cleanse. You have to use hot water to remove tubing primer and tubing mascara. Okay? And then look in the mirror and reassess. Do the lashes look even? My lashes look great. I'm gonna do a little bit more on the outside. This is why I don't do lashes and brows on camera, because I literally could spend 10 minutes just doing mascara. This is why I wear fake lashes. To me, fake lashes are faster. By the way, don't forget to always have a lip product on your lips. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't have to be Amp It, but make sure your lips are marinating in a good peptide moisturizer so that when you go to put your lips on, your lips are nice and smooth, okay? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We have the tiniest bit of mascara dots. We're gonna take a dry spoolie, and hopefully you can see this, and we're just gonna lightly, I mean lightly, scrape it off. There, it's off. It takes off the little pieces of mascara without disrupting all the hard work you did, okay? Now, I do have a little bit of schmutz under my eyes, so this is when we're gonna go in. We're going to take a makeup wipe. By the way, I love these makeup wipes. Amazon Basics, they don't have no fragrance. They're great. I love them. Anyway, this is when we go in again with our magnification mirror. And look, watch this. Now we just gave ourselves a beautiful lifted outer eye. See, here I'm more rounded, here it's a little bit more lifted. Not too bad. That's a pretty good eyeshadow because I don't have much fallout. My nose is peeling. Why is my nose peeling? Okay, and then watch this. You can even fold it up like this and watch. Go from that corner of the eye up back to your temple or to the outer brow, and now we're lifted. And so when we put concealer on, we don't have any shadow under it. Okay, love it, love it, love this palette, love it. Really impressed. I saw such mixed reviews on that, on the Morphe shadows. Some people say they don't blend, they're messy. That is not the case. I did not find that at all. Okay, do you see now that our eyes are on? We don't have to do heavy complexion because the eyes are the star. The lips are gonna be the star too. All right, I'm gonna go in with, this was my #1 foundation for years. I think I started wearing this in 2015, 2016 because it was affordable. I liked that it was like a kind of a more dewy finish. Pro Glow, there's a glowy finish. I sent a lot of mature women to buy this from 2015 to 2020. Women would still ask me, do you still love this? And I'm like, I think so, but I haven't used this in years, so we're gonna see how it works. I'm not sure which color I am. I think I'm gonna go with the deeper. This is 204. Cannot tell you what the shade is because I can't read it. And guess what? My magnification glass is gone. I don't know where my magnification glass is. Yeah, it's a goner. I mean, I have it somewhere, I just don't know where it is. So I think I'm gonna go with 204, but I also have 203. I think one might be nude beige and one might be natural. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna try it. I'm gonna use the back of my hand. I think I'm gonna use this little Morphe. I want this Morphe? No. I'm gonna use this little, who's this brush by? It Cosmetics. I love this. They call it a concealer brush, but I like it for foundation. So I'm gonna make sure that the foundation is really worked into the brush. Oh yeah. You know what I forgot? Vaseline. Shame on me. We gotta get those side polka dots. We gotta get those side pores. I do my marionette lines because my marionette lines have texture. When I have the Vaseline sitting over it, the texture stays soft and pretty and never dries down. I never look dry and cakey. That's why I like Vaseline. If you're prone to milia, you might not be able to wear this daily, but could you wear it for special occasions? Absolutely, and I highly recommend it. I have a hair sticking straight up. Do you see that? Straight up. I put Vaseline on everyone in my chair, and I don't even ask them if it's okay, because I'm being paid to make them look and feel beautiful close up and in photos. And to me, Vaseline is a non-negotiable. The reason I don't use Aquaphor anymore is because there's a ton of added ingredients. And this is just petrolatum jelly. That's all it is. So that's why I use. Okay, so now we can, that's gonna be so much better. Look at that. I wanna tell you something about this too. My good friend Ashley works in TV and film. That's how we met. And years ago, she put this in her pro kit. And she uses it on a lot of big films. Now, she might not use it on a lead actress. Sometimes the lead actress wants Clé de Peau makeup, La Mer, Chanel. They want to feel luxurious. And a lot of women are not going to feel luxurious in L'Oreal. I get it. They want to feel bougie. But I'm telling you, she likes this better than even her, $150 Clé de Peau foundation. And she's used it on a lot of films she's worked on. And I've seen, because I've been on films with her where she's like, oh yeah, I used the L'Oreal today on these set of actresses. And then when I see the film, don't forget your ears. Oh no, Tate's throwing up, hold on. All right, that was fun. Pets, right? Okay, so I got him all cleaned up, let him outside. If you know anything about Yorkies, they get hypoglycemic. Oh, I was saying don't forget ears. Don't forget to go down the neck a little bit. If your neck is a different color, you want to make sure. And body makeup isn't bad either. Westmore makes the best body makeup in the world. We used it on Baywatch for all the beach scenes. I've used it for special occasions. It's incredible. It doesn't come off in the shower. You can wear it the next day. Like if you have, sometimes people will have an out-of-town destination wedding and then the next morning they host a big brunch for everyone to come to. Y'all, this foundation is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Now you're gonna look in the mirror and you're gonna reassess, do I need any more coverage anywhere? Look, I need a little bit more here. But I can also go in with my concealer and add a little bit more coverage anywhere I need it. Okay, look around the eyebrows, make sure it's all blended in. This is absolutely beautiful. This looks like a high-end makeup. Now listen, it's not at Ulta, it's not at Walgreens, I've not seen it at CVS, it's at Walmart. I had to get this at Walmart, and you know who I had to ask? Michaela, because she talks about it a lot. It's like always in her top 5, and I'm like, I can't find this anywhere. I used to wear it years ago. She's like, Walmart. So there you go, I got it at Walmart. And I don't even know if it's at Walmart in person. I actually got it online. If you need a color corrector, Morphe makes the most beautiful color corrector. It's kind of this deep peach. Some of you might be lighter than that. I'm gonna take this tiny little brush. Look at this, just the tiniest bit. And watch, I'm just gonna go right where I'm dark, okay? Now you might be thinking, but it's still dark, but it's peachy orangey. So it's canceled the blue purple. And now when we put concealer over it, the concealer will never go ashy or gray in any way because it's got that beautiful peach under it, okay? So, and look, I didn't even need that much. You can also go around the nose. I get broken capillaries, so I get kind of pink. Sometimes during the day I notice that, you know, if we touch our nose or eat or anything, sometimes that concealer wears off. Okay, I'm going in with French Face because it's my wedding day, and there's nothing prettier in the world. I do love Dior, but there's nothing prettier in the world than French Face. And my battery just gave out. Okay, so this is non-negotiable to me. This is the most beautiful concealer on the planet. And I'm going to use it, and I'll post a link. My friend Leah gives everyone a discount who is in the Look Good Close-Up Club. And I'm going to use the Crystal Lee brush because it's the best. It's the K12. And you're going to take the tiniest bit, work it into the brush. And now we're going to go right over that color corrector and then up in the corner. And there's so much left. I'm gonna go around the nose, down the center of the nose, the sides of the nose. And look, there's still so much left that I don't need to reload the brush with more product. Go up the side, make sure the shadows are blended, and with that Vaseline underneath, I swear you're gonna feel 10 years younger. And who doesn't want to feel 10 years younger under the eyes? Oh my. It is stunning. Are we seeing this? Are we seeing this? I mean, it's just stunning. It's stunning. It's the prettiest concealer on the planet. I'm light beige. They do have a color match quiz on their website. Someone can color match you, so look into that. It's so pretty. I can't handle it. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go in with Juvia's Place. We're gonna do a little bit of bronzer. I don't even know if this is contour or bronzer, and I don't have my magnification glass. So I'm gonna have to figure out what these names are and put them in the product list today, okay? And I gotta hurry because I gotta go leave in 30 minutes to take Kara to get her wig. Okay, so I'm taking some Juvia's Place. I'm working it into another stacked brush. Morphe makes a great stacked brush too if you're on a budget, but I like this one by Crystal Lee. I love the Crystal Lee brushes. I like this contour bronzer because it's really, I think, a bronzer by Juvia's Place. And as you know, Juvia's Place is considered drugstore, but it's incredibly pigmented. Incredibly pigmented. Look at that. That's beautiful. So it's giving me dimension to my face without making me look dirty. Some contours can look dirty, and we got to be real careful on our wedding day or special occasion that we're not looking dirty. Now, we're not going in the temple. We don't want to hollow out where we're already hollowing, but we can go back to the hairline a little bit. See how I'm letting the brush kind of grip my jaw and going to go under there? You can also take it down the neck a little bit, just what's ever left on the brush. Take it down the neck. This feels like a high-end product to me. I'm actually, this is the first time I'm using this. And I bought it knowing that a ton of makeup artists love Juvia's Place. So I just trust the people that love it. And it's also right up here, and it stayed on during my shower. However, I did have a really good setting spray. But this is stunning. And I'll have to tell you what color it is when I get my readers on and I can see. Just make sure your neck matches. I'm going to do a little bit on the nose, just a little bit, not too much. Because we do get color on our nose when we go to the beach. Okay? And you just look all around. Don't forget that upper lip. If your upper lip looks too light, it's gonna show all your lash line, all your lip lines, pores, texture. So I'll kind of just take the tiniest bit and go on my upper lip just to make sure I'm not too light. If you're too light, it really does show. This is why we go pinch dark. I could go one shade darker. I'm sorry, I could go one shade lighter with my foundation, but I chose the darker one because it shows less texture. We have to go just a pinch darker when we are mature, and that's okay. As long as we blend it down our neck, as long as we make sure that we don't have like a big line of demarcation. Okay? This is beautiful, beautiful. I feel like I got a little more bronzer on this side, so I'm gonna just go back in with what's on the brush. There. That's why we're always looking in the mirror. We're always assessing. Does it look good? Does it look symmetrical? Okay. Now, my face is looking a tiny bit darker than my body since I added the warmth, but this is when I would go in with a little bit of body makeup. Definitely on my shoulders. I do have some sun damage. I personally would go in with a little bit of body makeup, but it's looking pretty good, okay? Now, we're also gonna use Juvia's Place blush because I'm so impressed with this that I picked up their blush. I wanna do pink because I'm doing this beautiful Mauve Beauty lip in like a mauve, it's a rosy mauve. So I'm doing this color, which is a cool pink. A lot of pinks can go too warm. So I wanted to do just a really pretty universal. Look at this pink. Do you see that? So pretty. And I'm going to take this little Heavenly brush by, ooh, this is so pigmented. I fear I've taken too much. Okay, we're just gonna go, it's super pigmented. So that's why I put it on the back, because it's easy to clean the back of the hand, but we don't ever want to put too much on the face. Love it. Now I have an apple, so I'm going in the apple. You don't have to. And then I take it back to the hairline. But I'm not going too close to the eye because of my crow's feet. I'm not going into the temples because I don't want to look like the Golden Girls. If you like wearing it high like that, then you get to do it your way. But I think that looks, I think it makes women instantly look old. Everyone's like, no, it lifts. I'm not going to argue that. It does lift a little bit, but you still look old. You look old and dated when you wear it high and tight like that. I don't like it. And I don't like blush too close to the eye. Young girls can do that, but when you see a bunch of blush in your crow's feet, that's not cute. It's not cute. So, a little bit on the nose, because when we go into the sun, we get a little bit of color on our nose, we get a little bit of color on the top of our forehead. Notice I'm not re-dipping, I'm just kind of taking what's on the brush. I also like to take a little bit into the outer brow bone. That's just me, you don't have to. That's beautiful. That looks so high-end. I think you all know how much I love the Huda Beauty liquid blushes. Love the Huda Beauty liquid blushes. But this is so impressive. Now, before I do any powder, I'm gonna set my face, and I'll tell you why in a minute. This might not make sense to some people, but so this is what I used before I got into the shower. I do love this L'Oreal as a finishing spray, but not if I'm gonna layer more makeup over it, so I'm not gonna use that today. This is slightly sticky and tacky, but it keeps your makeup on. So here we go. You want to make sure you have zero wetness or moisture because we are about to powder. And I'll show you what we're going to do in a minute. We're also going to go in with our lip at this point. And if you need to get your lip moisturizer off, that would be the point to do it. I'm using Mauve Beauty 1990 because it's gonna give me the prettiest nude lip line ever. If you don't know it, Mauve Beauty was started by the original cosmetic chemist of MAC Cosmetics. He was the first cosmetic chemist in the 80s and 90s. His name is Vic Casal. And he wanted to reinvent the original Spice lip liner from the 90s. It's absolutely stunning. That is absolutely stunning. Now we're gonna take a little bit of our lipstick. If you use a brush, it's gonna go on prettier, it's gonna stay on longer. I promise you that. It presses it into the lips, it gets into all the nooks and crannies. And I literally created this for my audience who said they wanted a really pretty rosy mauve. We start losing color in our lips as we get older. We don't have that beautiful color in our lips. And so to have kind of that like rosy but mauve, everyone's lips have a little bit of pink, but also the tiniest bit of purple because of the blood under the surface. And so this little like rosy mauve color just looks like lips of the youth. And it's a soft matte, so we are going to put a little bit of a gloss or balm over it. Look how glowy I am. Now don't worry, we're going to powder. In fact, we're going to powder right now. And I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible in this really pretty light pink, just because I want to. No reason really. So I'm going to start with my big Crystal Lee brush because I like to start in the perimeter of the face. Wow, I love this look. Are you guys loving this? I start with the perimeter of the face. This gets the perimeter really fast, and this way no makeup sticks to me. Then I go in you have to really shake it out. Then I go in with a smaller brush and I get the nose. I get anywhere I want to blur. I get around the brows, the center of the forehead, definitely between the brows where we get pores. Tiny bit on the upper lip, but not too much because we don't want to enhance any lip lines. Okay? Beautiful. Do you see how matte and blurred that is? Then I'm gonna go back in with my big Crystal Lee brush and watch this. I'm gonna do the cheeks because we're gonna set the cheeks with a little bit of powder blush, because that is going to ensure that it stays on. Now this is enough blush for me. I feel beautiful in this amount of blush, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it might not stay on the whole day. So I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Infallible, and you want an extremely soft brush to put this on. So I'm gonna use this brush by Sigma, and my friend Jamie on TikTok made it with Sigma. It's called Double Fiber Powder Blush F15. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's like, it's really cool. It's like a denser brush, but then it's got the lighter white bristles, and going in the outer part of the face. See how I'm sweeping it? Because we sweep powder. We blot creams and liquids, and we sweep powder. Beautiful. Beautiful. And powder blends on powder. That's why it was so important to do that big powder brush first on the cheeks. And this is going to keep our blush on all day. Our face will not eat our blush, because there we got it. That's absolutely beautiful. And we're like a really pretty mauve-y pink. We're not gonna go coral pink or warm pink. This is gonna stay really mauve-y. It goes great with the lips. And then as a finishing touch, Morphe makes this veil. It's called a veil. Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil. Y'all, this is full on a copy of Hourglass. I put it on my hand. There's zero shimmer, zero disco, zero flecks of anything, glitter, no pixie dust. This is basically like an Hourglass veil, where it's gonna be just like almost like a pearly veil. And see now how that softened everything more so than on this side, because it's like this like ethereal pearly glow. When I saw this, I tested it over the blush on my arm before I just look. I'm gonna do the top of the forehead. It's gonna give you this candlelit glow down the nose. I mean, it's just the most beautiful. And this color is warmer too. This is called Sunrise, but because I'm going mauve pink, I could, and they come in different colors, but I like this because I do have a little bit more of a golden or neutral skin tone. Watch this. So my blush is a little bit more intense, and we're just tapping over it. And it's not gonna create any type of disco or flecks of anything. It's just like this beautiful, it's basically, it's Hourglass at drugstore price. I don't even know this brush I'm using, but I love this brush. Who is this? NYX. That's a NYX brush. I love it. Okay, so I look so candlelit. Oh, you know what else I forgot? We are gonna try the tiniest bit of this under the eye. We're gonna use this little brush here, just the tiniest bit, just in the inner corner and outer corner. Look at this. You know I never ever put powder under my eye. You all know that. Never ever do I put powder under my eye. But in that inner corner where we crease, why not? Okay, but do you see how I still have a little bit of glow, but I'm not sticky glowy, I'm not dewy glowy. It's just, it's ethereal. It's, sorry, this mirror's so messy. Yeah, and because I have the Vaseline under everything, it's just, this is flawless makeup. This is absolutely flawless. What do we think? Let's take this out. Let's pretend I'm getting married. What do we think? Holy moly. This is, I feel beautiful in this. And then let's take a lip gloss. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna take like a glossy balm. And we're just doing it in the center. We don't wanna get out here because then we can start collecting little globs of lipstick in our outer corner. Okay, that lipstick is stunning. I've never loved it more. This is Diamonds Are Forever by Saint. It's like a warm, here, let me show you. It's like a sheer, warm pink with a little bit of a gold shimmer, but not sparkly. And I think it did a nice job of like adding a little bit of life. If anytime we do a soft matte, soft mattes are great because they stay on lips, especially mature lips, but we don't want it so matte that it shows all of our textures. So you need to go in with a little bit of reflectiveness, like a balm. You could do a gloss, but just something that gives the lips life. Now, this lip is my favorite lip ever. Especially now that I'm going silver, this lip is my favorite. However, if you wanted something deeper, you're gonna put it on with a plum lip liner. If you want it to be a little bit more berry rosy, you could do more berry. This lipstick can look like 3-4 different lipsticks depending on what liner you do it with. But I wanted this, like, I mean, to me that's prettier than Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury. It's so beautiful. I love it. Oh, you should see this glow in person. I don't know if we can see it on camera. I won't know till I go edit this, but I gotta leave in 10 minutes. So pretty. And you know what? I'm not gonna put sparkle on the eyelids. I said I was going to, but I have a little bit of sparkle in here. I just want to look classic. And this is a makeup that in 5-10 years is still gonna look soft and classic, okay? So, and look, I don't have to wear fake lashes to feel absolutely elegant and beautiful. And you know me, I'm a lash girl. But this mascara is, it's insane. This mascara is insane. Almost everything I used today, I think you can get at Ulta, except for the L'Oreal Infallible, Walmart, I think. And then of course we have Maxine's Revenge French Face because it's the prettiest in the world. But if you have a concealer that you don't really like, or maybe it goes a little dry and cakey, play around with it. Play around with it. Be your own guinea pig. Experiment, play, have fun, okay? But I could lock this in. Maybe I will lock this in with a little bit of the L'Oreal now. Maybe I'll do this as my finish, because I know I've looked at everything and I know that I'm done. Like this, I'm ready to walk down the aisle right now. So I'm gonna lock this all in. Do you see how much I put on? Oh, I really like this. I like the smell. I like the feeling. Like this felt more sticky, but once it was dry, it felt great. This almost feels like it's locking it in like a saran wrap. And there we go. So let me know in comments how you like this look. Let me know in comments if you would try any of this or change anything, or maybe there's a wedding lipstick you love. We'd love to hear from everybody. That's how we grow, is we learn from everybody. Also, because I posted this on YouTube, this is a full-on masterclass. I could have easily charged for this. So all I ask is that you subscribe. That means the world to me, and share with others, okay? If you want to join our Look Good Close-Up Club, you merely have to just show up and engage. Get to know one another in comments, because we have the best community on all of YouTube. I will die on that hill. I love you. God loves you. We'll see you next week.